Flycatcher. How are you tonight? Good response. Hey, thank you for coming out here and checking it out. We appreciate it. We wanted to let you know that we are recording for Creative Tucson, which is kind of the rebirth of public access. Also, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Woo! There's some pamphlets and some bumper stickers so you can raise awareness. Please feel free to do so. So I'm going to start off with a few jokes because, that's why we're here. I'm kind of confused why everybody's so mystified, or they're just confused when Trump does something stupid. Like, I don't understand why they're always like, oh, I can't believe Trump did that. It's very similar to like when Mike Tyson got a face tattoo. I wasn't confused at all. I was like, that's just a thing that happens. That's what it reminds me of. I'm like, yep, you got a face tattoo. That makes total sense. Any women in here ever fearful of getting attacked when you were a kid? Am I the only one? No, I'm fine. I'm not paranoid. It's good. So I had a plan to fend off any predators. What I would do is say aloud, just in case they were in a bush hiding somewhere where I couldn't see them, I'd be like, good thing I own a gun and no karate. So that way, if they were hiding, they wouldn't attack me, because I know karate. I really did that. This is a true story. But now it's manifesting in weird ways in weird areas. I'm trying to fend off Trump supporters. So I'm like, good thing I can read above the 4th grade level and have teeth. I don't know, I was at a club, my friend was dancing, this guy starts intruding on her and getting up in her space. And he had a red tooth, not a gold tooth, a red tooth. I don't know if you've seen them, they're amazing. Anyway, so I decided to help her out. So as I'm trying to get him away from her, I'm becoming this person I don't even know. I start doing karate kicks and shit because I think it's gonna scare him off. And then I start making bird noises. Caca! Caca! I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realize I am the product of evolution for women. I am the product of evolution. Fuck equality. We're just gonna have to evolve to our natural environment. So what I think is we're gonna grow talons, and then we're just gonna have bear claws in our vagina. Because if Trump is in office, we're gonna need that shit for that motherfucker, right? You ain't taking my pussy, bitch. I was thinking about, have you seen the commercials for Joe Arpaio? When it's Joe Arpaio's such a great guy. He's all about the animal rescue. Have you seen those? They're hilarious. Yeah. I was in Phoenix and I watched them. I was like, oh fuck, that's happening. But it's cool. He adopted a 3-legged dog. Wasn't that nice? Yeah, he's already training it to sniff out possible undocumented people. He's not that good at it. So, yeah, I know, it's very disappointing. I think it would be really cool, though, if, he got convicted and he had to go to his own tent city. Because I'm sure there's some people that would show him around, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me show you around, fucker. I was on OkCupid, and some of the questions they ask are really weird. One was do you think the man should be the head of the household? I was like, we need to contact OkCupid and let them know that we are still wearing pants and still voting. No? Okay. I'll scratch that one. All right, I'll end with this one. I don't know, I'm really weird at sex. I'm not gonna lie, I take things literally. I'm not good at transitions either, just so you know. So, me and this guy were having sex, and as we were doing it, he was like, you like that dick? You want that dick? Get some more of that dick. I was like, is there more than one dick in here? You mean that dick? Fuck. But then I was like, does he go out in society and do this? Does he go to the bank and he's like, you like that deposit? You want that deposit? Get some more of that deposit. I think what I'm gonna do next when I'm having sex is you want that vagina? Get that vagina. That's how I have sex. I just pound it out. Just pound, just another day. Don't really want to do it. And I don't. Because my sex drive is so low that I'm actually using my vibrator for a back massager. That shit's happening. Thank you. I love you. You're such a nice crowd. Amazing. Woo! Yeah! All right. Next up, we're going to bring actually Valerie from Move On. She's going to come up here and do a little announcement. Give it up for Valerie. Yeah.
Hi there. I'm going to apologize because I didn't know I was going to be up here tonight. My name is Valerie. I'm here with MoveOn.org, and I'm here for our new campaign. It's called United Against Hate. Our goals are to stop Trump and take back the Senate. So in order to do that, we have actually proven through the last election that turning out the vote is the key to winning. And we are doing a nationwide canvas event. We have dates remaining for 29th, 30th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and of course the 8th, because we've got to get those people out there that haven't been voting. We've got to get them to the polls, which is where you all come in. We need people to knock on doors. We need people to host canvases. And that's as simple as meeting people at a location and passing out some materials, maybe helping them download an application. Takes about 2 minutes. But you guys are the key to winning this election so that we can stop Trump, we can take back the Senate, and stop hate in this country. So if you guys are interested at all, please do stop by. I've got some clipboards for you to sign up with, and we will get you out knocking on some doors to turn out the vote.
All right, Valerie, one more time. Thank you for what you do. I don't know. I'm going to leave it like this for this next guy. I love this guy. He just got back from the gym. Give it up for Dave Margolis.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. How you doing tonight?
Great.
Hey. I expect to do very well tonight, and if I don't, the audience is rigged. Well, here we are, end of October, just a few days from that one day devoted to horrible, bloated monsters, shrieking harpies, devious tricks. Enough about Election Day. I didn't want to do that one, and thanks for proving me right. Let's see here. You know, the thing about Trump is, everybody's talking about Trump tonight, I guess. Every day, he comes out with some new statement where he belittles and denigrates Mexicans, women, African Americans, women, the disabled, women. And you know, what that means, I have to write new jokes all the time. And you know, it's I'm all for increased employment, but I don't want to have to work more. I wish he'd take it easier. He's ruined everything, Trump has. I can't even pop a Tic Tac without feeling like a creep. But let's see here. He's still, you know, despite the polls, he's still feeling confident. He's already got Melania picking out furniture for the bunker. I want to brag on Melania, though. She came from very humble origins, as you probably know. She grew up in a small town in Slovenia. Small town, I think, by the name of Stepford. And then she was educated herself at the Slovenia University and Goat Breeding Academy, where she received an advanced degree in squinting. Not offered at many schools. But you got to leave it to Trump. It kind of makes sense with that phony tan he has, that he would marry a woman whose name autocorrects to melanoma. Autocorrect, huh? Crazy. But let's see here. Yeah, the thing about Trump is a lot of people have compared his campaign to various things. Titanic. Movies worse than Titanic. But but I always think it's most similar to the old TV show Cheers. Are we old enough to remember Cheers? Or very much like the show Cheers. You know, it centers around this narcissistic ladies' man. There's the lifelong government employee, always trying to explain things and sounding more and more ridiculous. That's, you know, Rudy Giuliani. That's Cliff Clavin. Chris Christie, obviously, that's Norm. Always there, never really doing anything, but imperiling his bar stool. And then underneath it all, that simmering sexual tension, that will they or won't they between Trump and his daughter Ivanka. But I'm kind of fed up with this whole, this has been like the worst campaign. Are we all tired of this thing, this campaign thing? I try to just get my mind out. I try to concentrate, you know, they say all politics is local. And I try to think more about Tucson and where we live here. And I've only lived here a couple of years, but I love Tucson. Isn't it a great city? Can we have a nice hand for Tucson? And the people here that live in Tucson are terrific people. Give yourselves a hand. Nice big hand. And let's have a big hand now for sucking up to the audience. Thank you very much. That was kind of fun. But I love Tucson. I love it a lot. I get emotional thinking about it. I get poetic. I think, oh Tucson, I love your deserts. I love your mountains. I love your supermarket aisles clogged with enormous people piloting Zambonis up and down the aisle. I love the old people of Tucson. There's so many of them, old people of Tucson, with their bumper stickers that say things like, "My son is an honor student at Mountain View Retirement Home." I love the cuisine here in Tucson. I love the cuisine. I love the cuisine. I love that the official bird of the city of Tucson is the buffalo chicken. I love the dives and diners of Tucson. I love the sports bars. I love the fancy high-end restaurants, which in Tucson is any restaurant with fewer than 3 TVs. I love Tucson. I love how you so proudly wave the flag and just as proudly let your belly hang over your belt. I love your mines and quarries, Tucson. I got about 35 more minutes of this, folks. So. I love the sound, but you know, you might want to grab a pillow or a drink or something. I love your mines and your quarries. It makes me nostalgic. My uncle was a miner here in Tucson. He worked in the talcum powder mines. It was hot, sweaty work, but he always came home smelling better than when he left. I love Tucson, I tell you that. I love the wildlife of Tucson. I love the javelinas scurrying through the arroyos. I love the coyotes patrolling the foothills. I love the cougars cruising University Avenue. I love the sights and the images you can only see driving around this great town. The shop-worn, dilapidated motels lining the ironically named Miracle Mile. I love driving around Tucson, looking off the side of the road and seeing that iconic sight, piles of gravel being endlessly transported to make room for piles of sand. I love your, that's about 25 minutes ago now. I love your ubiquitous cactus, Tucson. Cactus, so representative of the town itself. Cactus, the only plant that shrugs. It's a visual, yeah. Anyway, I just want to say I do love Tucson. I guess you could say I have the hots for Tucson. And it is indeed a dry heat. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good night.
I almost objectified Dave. It's about feeling empowered as a woman. Don't judge me. All right. Next up, we're going to get Dino Miller to make a quick announcement. She's with People Demanding Action. I can't make this thing work, so it's up to you, Dina.
Hey guys, my name is Dina Miller, and this is Janet Valencia, and we are co-chairs of Southern Arizona People Demanding Action. Thank you. I just wanted to explain really quickly that this, if you see the people in this side of the aisle over here doing this is the activist clap. So you don't think we're all crazy. We do that so we can clap without interrupting people. It's awesome. We learned that through Prop 206 people. Can I get a shout out? Amanda? Prop 206, vote yes on Prop 206. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, Prop 206 is raising the minimum wage in Arizona, and you guys should all vote yes, because how many of us have had really low paying jobs out there? Can you raise your hands? I can't really see you, but now I can see you. All right, well, I didn't get a good show of hands, but. And sick and safe days, yes. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about PD Action, which is People Demanding Action. We are a nonpartisan political organization fighting for economic, social, and environmental justice. Can I get a clap for that, guys? We are actually having a meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Woods Memorial Library, and we are a 501c4, which means we can work on legislation, endorse candidates, all that good stuff. So, if you're interested in coming, we have sign-up sheets. And also I work for the Jill Stein campaign, so please vote Jill Stein. No, not a lot of Jill Stein voters in here, huh? All right, thank you guys so much. Well, we would if we could.
I'm just going to tag along on what Dino said. I'm Janet Valencia. I've been involved in the progressive community in Tucson for about 15 years. We'd appreciate it if you join in our efforts. We're issue-based and nonpartisan, as Dino already told you. And yes, we are working on the Prop 206. That's something we've been trying to do forever, and it turns out we have to do that as a statewide initiative. So please remember to vote for raising the minimum wage. There's also a clause in there for earned paid sick and safe days, so it also helps victims of domestic violence. We are trying to get our issues teams off the ground, so we need lots of participation. This is anything from Black Lives Matter to climate change to issues that we're facing here in Tucson. So come out to the Woods Memorial Library tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. We will have signs, and you will know at the door where to go, because we need participation. Change only happens when all of us participate.
Also, I just wanted to say we're organizing a mass student walkout at the university on November 2nd at noon. This is being coordinated nationally. So if you're a U of A student, we're asking the entire student body to walk out at noon to protest student debt. It's Wednesday, November 2nd at noon, if you're a student, which I don't think too many of you look like you are. But, all right, thanks, guys.
Thank you. Actually, they are all students. Just kidding. I'm all over that student debt stuff. All right, next comedian we have up, he's great, Randy Ford.
Hey guys, how we doing? That's good. Make sure you plan that walkout during exam week, so those like the people who don't study, you know, and just get the fuck out of there. it's weird. I don't really do political comedy, you know? Like, I was born and raised in the state of Alabama, which is why I sound dumber than you do. And, you know, like, and politics don't really matter there, you know what I mean? I don't do political comedy there because no matter what you're doing there, that state's going red either way. You know what I mean? Your vote literally doesn't matter. Local, state, federal, like, shit doesn't matter. Like, it's going red either way, so literally, if you vote Republican, your vote doesn't matter, and if you vote Democrat, your vote really doesn't matter, you know? So, I was like, man, I'm totally unprepared for this, so I thought that I would take you guys down a trip through the local Tucson criminal justice system, if you would. Yeah. I got busted back in May for a DUI, as most, I'm official Tucsonan now, apparently. Like, that's what people tell me. I mean, I rested really hard in jail because my buddy gave me 2 Xanax before I checked in. So like, I rested for 13 hours. You know, it was fucked up going through the criminal justice system because, you know, I was like, where's white privilege when I need it? You know, like I was like waiting for it. You know. It was like when I got arraigned and stuff, like, do you want to plead guilty or not? But guilty. And I was like, can I just plead like I didn't know any better? Like I'm just white and suburban? Like that's what I didn't know? Nope, that doesn't fly. That's how I knew that I was privileged when my privilege didn't apply to me anymore. So, yeah. The criminal justice system, I checked it, like it took me 8 hours, which is time allotted, you know, for the 24 hours I spent in jail. 8 hours were spent just going through the system. You know what I mean? Just like meeting all the degenerates and like sitting in a really cold room and getting processed and like getting your jumpsuit fitted and stuff. And then I just slept for most of the time. But the momentary time that I was awake, I'll never objectify anybody, women, men, ever again. Because as a skinny white dude, and even in jail, even in county jail, you get sexually harassed, which I did. Like, it just happens. You know what I mean? Like, people just find you and you're like, there's, you know, he's skinny and white. I'm gonna fucking fuck with him, you know? That's what people did. Some dude made a carnation, a rose, out of toilet paper and set it on my bunk next to me. I swear to God, dude. He just set it down. I was like, I guess I'm your bitch now. I don't know what to do. He asked me how my Fifi game was. You know what a Fifi is? Does anybody know? For people who don't know what a Fifi is, a Fifi, this makes me laugh. So a Fifi is if you take like a latex glove or like a sock and you wrap it around like a toilet paper tube, you know, and you press it between your mat and your bunk, and you fill it with like toothpaste or something, you know, like some kind of lubricant. It's basically an inmate fleshlight. That's what it is. It's like a hands-free masturbation. He's like, how's your Fifi game, man? I was like, dude, I can't even jerk off with my left hand. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, it's terrible. It's terrible, dude. Well, what are you gonna do? But it's just like, I'll never, like, I know what it's like now. Like, women deal with that shit every day. And like, going through the criminal justice system, like, I'm there with people who actually committed domestic violence and sexual harassment, and they got a slap on the fucking wrist. It's bullshit, man. Like, no kidding, man. Like, for domestic violence, you get your fine suspended. Like, you only have to pay a $400 fine. You have to go to an 8-hour class, and you can't have contact with the victim for an entire year. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's it. And then you can finish her off later, I guess, if you want. I mean, for real, that's fucked up, man. Like, and I know people are just like, well, what about all the men that experience domestic violence? You know, what about men's rights? That's fucking bullshit, man. All rights are men's rights. Men wrote them all, you know? Like, that's how it works. We wrote them all, so we get them all, I guess. So, but jail sucked. That's my spiel about jail. Fuck, man. I guess we gotta talk about Trump, right? I really think that regardless win or lose, like, Trump is gonna make the New York Times bestseller list with a book that's tentatively, like, titled, Be Trick Dumb People. Words about how and why. That's it. That's his book that he's gonna come out with. And so, man, I fucking hate even talking about politics, man. It gets people so riled up and shit, you know? But, like, honestly, like, people always ask me, because I'm, like, from the South, you know, like, from, like, Republican USA. And they're like, well, who are you going to vote for? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know, because none of the candidates have touched on the viewpoints that I find near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to address the issues that I care about, you know? I want to vote for the candidate that's going to abolish, like, Swedish fish and candy corn and fucking circus peanuts from Halloween candy. Because that just sucks, you know? It all sucks. I want to vote for the candidate that punishes parents that give their kids rose art products. You know what I mean? If you guys know what I'm talking about, don't skimp on children's art supplies. You know, like you just don't do that. Rose art sucks. You know? I want to vote for the candidate that's gonna change the name from Polar Pops back to Thirst Busters. You know, like that's what I want to do. Come on. Where's my rally? So back home, give you an idea where I'm from. Back home, my dad called me. He was like, you need to call your grandma, both of them. I was like, why? They're both worried about you. I was like, why are they worried about me? Like, they're worried about you because they heard there was a Black Lives Matter protest going on in Tucson, or near Tucson. Keep in mind, they're not worried about my well-being or anything. They're worried I'm gonna slander the good family name by going to a Black Lives Matter protest. That's what they don't. Make sure there's a censor bar, son. You know? I was like, that's fucked up, Grandma. But it's like, you know, like, you've ever been in that position where you're just like, you know, like, racism is a terrible thing, but you just stop to think, like, I love racists. Like, some, like, not all, but, like, there are some racists that I love, like, regardless. Like, these are women that I hold near and dear to my heart, but they're bigots. They're terrible fucking people. But they make the best potato salad in the world. You know what I mean? Oh my God, it's so good. They've got hate in their hearts, but they got $50 for me in a Christmas card every single year. Like, what the fuck do I do, man? I have no idea. Where do I go from here, man? I don't know, man. There are a lot of Trump apologists where I'm from. They're like, literally, like, they're just like, man, I just want a candidate that just looks at the country dead in the eyes and grabs it by the snatch with fucking masculine authority and say, look, girl, you better treat me right. That's how they feel. You know, what? No one's talking to me. I'm gonna go off the stage before someone starts talking to me. You guys have been awesome. Roll Tide. Time to do that.
It is good potato salad, I have to say. All right. Give it up for Rainford one more time. Come on. Such a cool dude. All right. Our next comedian, we have Andrew Conlog. Come on up, Andrew.
Hi, everyone. So I voted early in Pima County, and it's a good idea. You should do it if you can. And for president, I cast my vote for former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, as opposed to former associate of Gary Busey, Donald Trump. And I did it, well, exactly, because I did it and I didn't like it. I didn't really like it very much. It wasn't a lot of fun. But I have to tell you, anybody that's kind of in a similar situation about a Clinton presidency, it's gonna be fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just fine. And I mean that very much in that sense of the word. Like, have you ever gotten a piece of IKEA furniture and you're just building it, but like you put rod A into slot C instead, and like you put a shelf upside down, and it takes you 4 hours and you're done. It's obviously not right, but you're just like, it's fine. It's fine. And it is. It's fine. It works. That's what we're in for, and it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And the reason I feel that way is actually, I don't really like Hillary Clinton very much. I don't know if I ever will. I don't hate her. Like, I'm not one of those people, and I don't believe in the conspiracy theories. Like, I don't think Hillary Clinton's a Gila monster, or whatever it is that they're onto right now. But like, it's still fine. Like all the people that are all riled up, the things that they say, like, oh, she's secretive. You know, she's telling secrets and lies, and she's hiding things, and she's power hungry, and all she wants is power. Well, yeah. I mean, sure. But the thing is, what they're describing is just like a regular politician. Like all of them, that's how they all are. The only fundamental difference is that Hillary Clinton is just unconscionably bad at hiding it. Just really bad. And I mean, I'm sure she's a very nice lady in person or whatever, but just like a weird antisocial public personality. I don't know. I don't understand it. But actually, Donald Trump actually almost said something perceptive by accident, which is the best he's ever going to do, in that he compared Hillary Clinton's email scandals to Watergate. Now, I wouldn't go that far, but I do think it's interesting because maybe Richard Nixon is actually Hillary Clinton's closest spiritual predecessor as a president. And the reason I say that is because when you actually look back at his presidency, it was fine. It was fine. It was okay. I mean, he opened up relations with China, you know what I mean? He was involved with the EPA, and do you know he actually was really progressive on Native American issues? Yeah, he was. Like, he had a coach in high school who was Native American who was nice to him, and which was the only person that was ever nice to that weird, weird man. And so that's what he was about, and so that's good. And that's the thing about people like Hillary Clinton and Richard Nixon. I mean, there's nutbags like Donald Trump who just want power, but like, there's nutbags like Hillary Clinton and Richard Nixon who just want power, but then they also want to do things with that power. They have goals and stuff. And a lot of Hillary Clinton's goals are goals I like too. So that's about where I'm at. And I mean, so it's fine. And in terms of the fine thing, like, Richard Nixon, like, yeah, he broke into the hotel, you know, and yeah, he said mean things about Jews on the phone, you know, and yeah, he ignored a genocide in Bangladesh and spoke disparagingly about the people that were getting killed. I mean, Hillary Clinton is gonna get to ignore her own genocide and speak disparagingly about those people. I mean, that's basically a right we've given to all our chief executives since World War II. It's fine. My point is, it's fine. And the reason that it's especially fine is because our other major choice, steak salesman, Donald Trump, steak and water salesman, if we're talking about like historical predecessors, I mean, a lot of people probably think of Hitler, which isn't fair to Hitler. And the reason I say that is because Hitler like had a plan and an ideology, and actually, for as horrible as Hitler was, he actually was very good at his job. And Donald Trump is not good at anything. I mean, if we're gonna think of a historical predecessor for Donald Trump, we should go back just a little bit. I'm a history nerd, so sorry about this. We should just go back a little bit in German history to the Kaiser, who started World War I. Let's put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to that. Kaiser started World War I, Donald Trump. It's not supposed to be a favorable comparison. But basically, if you don't know much about the Kaiser was a giant infant, basically. So that's where the comparison comes in. I mean, and everyone hated him. Everyone hated him. Everyone in the world, all of his relatives who were all the royals. The only people that liked him were like the Make Germany Great Again crowd, that kind of stuff. It's kind of eerie, actually. And I'll give you an example. When Queen Victoria died, who was the Queen of England, because of all the crazy, weird, incestuous inbreeding in European royalty, the Kaiser was her nephew, and the Kaiser went to the funeral. And of all the other royals, and of all the other, you know, her immediate family and all the people of Britain, the Kaiser cried the most. The Kaiser cried the most. And it wasn't that he was really upset, it's just that's who he was. He had to be the top billing at everything, including his aunt and his major geopolitical rival's funeral. Like, it had to read, Wilhelm is sad about the Queen Victoria thing. And the thing about Donald Trump, it's not in his brand to cry. But if it was, you know, he would cry the most about everything. It's eerie, actually. The Kaiser had a little arm. He had like a weird little hand thing. People think that maybe that had something to do with his psychology, people that like to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, little hand guy, and another little hand guy. And then the other thing about the Kaiser and Donald Trump is that they also lied. Like Hitler, going back to Hitler, Hitler was good at lying. Donald Trump is not even good at lying, and neither was the Kaiser. Like, he came up with this, here's one example. He came up with this crazy idea at the beginning of World War I, where there were a bunch of Muslims in the British Empire. This is like Hitler, like history inverting itself. It's just like, oh my God. He came up with this whole idea where he was gonna convince Muslims to rise up against the British Empire. Now, here's where like a smart person would be like, get all the evidence together and everything, but no, he just came up with a crazy, stupid lie, which was that he himself was a secret Muslim, and had been a secret Muslim the whole time. And not only that, they should follow him against the British Empire, and he should be the leader of all the Muslims, because remember, he's a secret Muslim. That is stupid Donald Trump shit from 100 years ago. Like, I would be shocked if Donald Trump has not already done that exact same thing just to foment chaos, just for war, like told terrorists like he's actually a secret Muslim. Like, oh, that, no, don't worry about that, don't worry, I'm a Muslim, I'm a secret Muslim, I'm the best Muslim, I'm the greatest Muslim there was. I mean, you know, there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad's the prophet, and Donald J. Trump, I'm the greatest, I'm the caliph, I'm the caliph, I'm the caliph, yeah, I'm great. So, I'm not really gonna end on a comedic note, I just wanna say something. I put a pin in World War I, we're gonna go back there. When international systems are tense, like they are right now, I truly believe that when crises flare, we can get through them if our key decision makers are smart and are well informed and are ultimately have everybody's best interest at heart. Now, I don't know if World War I could have been prevented if the Kaiser was not there, but I know for sure that it could not have been prevented because one of the key decision makers was a big, stupid, self-absorbed cock, basically. And let me tell you something, folks. If you thought World War I was something, World War III is gonna be huge.
Andrew Conlog. Come on, guys. Hey, give it up for yourselves for hanging out. Come on. It's okay to give it up for yourselves. It's not weird. It's fine. It's fine. All right, I'm just going to keep doing this because I can't adjust this thing. But next up, we have the other guy that hosts this show. So give it up for Bill Gordon.
Thank you all so very much. One time for our great hostess, Mo. Mo Urban, everybody. She's doing a great job. Thank you so much. Well, here we are. Welcome to the October meeting of StopTrump.org, the Nasty Women edition. So glad you can make it tonight. Here we are, just so close to the election. Everybody's wondering, will there be an October surprise? Maybe, but it's kind of coming out in drips and drabs through the WikiLeaks and the open hot mics. Actually, the biggest surprise is that we found out that Donald Trump actually does listen to advice from members of old established Republican families. Unfortunately, it was a vagina monologue from Billy Bush while they were riding the Access Hollywood Love Bus. And Trump got in a lot of hot water over that. He kind of apologized. He said that they're all lying, that he never did any of it, and that he didn't need to apologize to his wife because none of it ever happened. And he is going to sue all these women, he said. In fact, they said that they're probably looking for their 10 minutes of fame and maybe even some money. And then Trump's wife went on CNN with Anderson Cooper. Did you see this? To defend her husband. She defended him, she believes him, and then she had a message for those women. Look, in my country, if you no work, you not get paid. If you want money, you're going to have to help me to tickle the Donald's balls. I pay extra if you lick them. Which I think is fair, don't you? And the other WikiLeaks, I'm sorry for that image. I'm really sorry for that image. But we have to be strong with just a couple weeks to go. The other drip of news has been the WikiLeaks about Hillary Clinton. We learned, give it up for Hillary, what we learned about Hillary from these WikiLeaks. You're giving it up for WikiLeaks, okay. Well, here's what WikiLeaks told us about Hillary Clinton, that transcripts of her speeches to Wall Street banks revealed that she had both a public and a private position on financial matters. Mrs. Clinton clarified that, and she said, this is true, but it's the same strategy that President Abraham Lincoln used to convince legislators to come to a conclusion of the Civil War. Wow, that is some spin. The Clinton campaign is spouting out bullshit like a VW engine in an emissions test. And Trump said, give me a break. I pay homage to Lincoln too. Every April 15th, I pay exactly 1 penny in federal income taxes. And here we are, just a couple of weeks from the election. How did we get where we are? Boy, I started out, I'll share it with you, I started out so excited because I was feeling the burn. Yeah! We're feeling the burn, and Bernie was just here in Tucson. He was here to endorse Hillary and talk to all of his followers. We love Bernie, I love Bernie. It's so exciting, the number of young people Bernie has reached. I'll tell you, what Bernie has done is something that I was certain I would never see in my lifetime. And that's that he made it cool to be old, bald, and Jewish. But really, it was what Bernie had to say that got people excited, am I right? How would you like a free college education? And a nice high-paying job waiting for you when you graduate? We'll have the millionaires and the billionaires pay for it. Bernie, maybe you didn't need to sell it so hard. You had me at the legal pot and the free Viagra samples. But what a ride it's been. You know the song, what a wild ride it's been. Let's think about it. We went through the primaries. Who thought Trump would emerge, right? We went through it all, right? Low energy Jeb and little Marco and Lion Ted. Oh, he lies, Lion Ted. And then Trump kept winning, right? And his success should have surprised no one because he told us he'd be winning. Winning so much that we'd get sick of it. Well, folks, here's one American who's completely sick and tired of Donald Trump winning. Yeah, you joined me in that, right? And didn't you hate it during the primaries where he'd win and then he'd do the victory lap and hold up his trophy wife, Malaria? What did I say, Malaria? I'm sorry. I got her confused with his second wife, Gonorrhea. But she knows the magic words to Donald's heart. You buy me new tits, I marry you. And then we made it to the summer. Summer came, and that meant the conventions came, right? And of course, now in retrospect, maybe there was merit to the Mitt Romney plan that he held at his July 4th barbecue. They were going to try to implement the Doomsday Plan at the Republican convention. You know what the Doomsday Plan is, right? This is where they were going to hire Steve Harvey to host the convention. And regardless of who won, he was going to announce Bush as the candidate. Hey, don't laugh. It's happened before. Just ask President Al Gore. And what a contrast the two conventions were. You remember the conventions, right? The Republican convention was a family affair. Donald had up all of his kids from his 3 marriages on stage. There was lovely Ivanka, who Donald calls his pride and joy and hard-on inducer. There were his 2 older sons, Uday and Brillcream. His daughter Tiffany. Oh, here's a fun fact about Tiffany. Did you know that Donald and her mother, Marla Maples, actually named her after her favorite jewelry store? This is true. This is true, Tiffany's. Donald wanted to name her after the place where they first met, but world-famous Pussycat Gentlemen's Club was just a little too long for the fake birth certificate. And little Baron had to come, Baron von Trump, the 10-year-old. He had to come because none of the Fox News anchors were available to babysit that evening. And the Democratic Convention, another contrast was all the celebrities. The Democratic Convention had American acting legend Meryl Streep, while the Republicans had acting Trivial Pursuit question Scott Baio. Miss Streep spoke so eloquently. Remember her speech? It was so beautiful, telling everyone that Hillary is honest and that she broke no laws. And for that, they gave her another Academy Award. Thank you very much. On behalf of Miss Streep, I accept the award. But the highlight, probably the highlight of the Democratic Convention was the stirring speech by Bill Clinton when he endorsed his wife as a change maker. You remember that speech? In 1971, I met a girl, and I knew when I tapped her on the shoulder, I started something that I might not be able to stop. So touching, so romantic. The problem is, Bill has said that to a different 20-year-old girl every day since 1971. And then we made it through the conventions and more campaigning, and then the debates came. Watched the debates? Absolutely. What a contrast the debates were, especially in preparation style, am I right? Wow, different style. Hillary, you just know in college, was that girl who couldn't wait for Saturday night to come because she knew she could get the best cubicle in the library. And Donald Trump had a different style. Donald was more like that frat boy who finds out during beer pong that finals are tomorrow and says, screw it, there's a Girls Gone Wild marathon on Spike anyway. And on behalf of comedians everywhere, I want to thank Donald Trump for not giving up his conspiracy theories. We thrive on it. He told us, he started this whole thing with the immigration when he told us that from his balcony, he saw Muslims celebrating after 9/11 and watched people jumping off the World Trade Center 4 miles away. That is one magic balcony. He also told Fox News that he saw from that balcony Hillary Clinton leading 1,500 Mexicans across the border to the opening of a brand new Planned Parenthood clinic. He told Howard Stern that he saw Barack Obama eating hummus and watching porn with Osama bin Laden while they jerked each other off with his fake birth certificate. And we know in the last debate, the preparation came up again. Hillary was so much better prepared. I'll tell you something, for Donald, we haven't seen such poor results from bad preparation since Chris Christie refused to give up solid foods the night before his colonoscopy. And finally, folks, I want to leave you with this. I'm a Bernie guy, but I'm a Democrat. I just hope we've brought forth the best candidate we could for this election. I mean, if only we could have combined the attributes of all the Democrats that ran. If we could have had Bernie's chutzpah with Joe Biden's hair plugs and Hillary's big brass balls, we'd have, oh, wait a minute, that would be Donald Trump. That's my time, folks. Thanks for laughing liberally. I'm Phil Gordon.
That was a weird hug. Thanks, Phil. Get up for Phil. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We got 2 more comedians. So, aside for this other host, who is Alex Cack. Come on up. Where are you, Alex? Just come on up, just anytime you feel like it.
Give it for Mo, guys. Come on, there's like 12 of you left, but actually give it up for Mo. She wore the purple shirt. She got the bumper. No, seriously, she works with Emerge. They've got bumper stickers and pamphlets and shit. And if you're not a total asshole, you'll probably take one. It's an awkward transition. That was not ready to be like, thank you guys for coming out to this show, but I help run. Thank you guys for voting liberally and laughing liberally and yada yada yada. But don't be a dick. Let's get into it. I don't really know where to start with this though. Like everyone's been beating up on Donald Trump all night. That's all anyone's talked about is Donald Trump. So I'm gonna be the guy that defends Donald Trump. I'm gonna be that guy. At least he's not Ted Cruz. Yeah. No, I'm glad I'm with like-minded individuals because here's the thing. All primary season long, all I heard was people talk about Donald Trump and how terrified they were of Donald Trump. And I get it. He's fucking horrifying. Like, he might get mad enough to, like, press that red button and drop a nuke on another country, but god damn it, I guarantee you that Ted Cruz has, like, a whole list of places that he wants to nuke that he, like, masturbates and cries to every night. He was way scarier. Here's the thing, this is what I love about people who, I've heard so many liberals say that we got the worst thing with Donald, but, like, they said the same things. Like, Ted Cruz was just sweatier about it. Like, ugh. He looks like, that man looks like a bad caricature of himself. Like, this is like not written. I just really hate Ted Cruz. He's unpleasant to look at is the point I'm trying to make. Like, Donald Trump's obese and like has bad plastic surgery scars that you can like clearly see from a TV screen if you've got HD, but like, Ted Cruz has something in his eyes that makes you uncomfortable on a primal level. Like, there's a caveman evolutionary thing. It's like, that's a fucking predator. I need to get out of here. I don't want to be alone with him in the dark. Fuck. I don't know, we had a bad primary season. Democrats really divided themselves. You guys just couldn't. Martin O'Malley wasn't gonna win, guys. It wasn't gonna fucking happen. I'm sorry. It's time to move on. No, I almost like I don't want to talk about Hillary. I don't want to talk about Jill. People are so like up in arms, and you can't joke about Bernie because that's like making fun of Jesus, and like you'll probably go to some level of hell. He used to be a fucking carpenter. Did you guys know that? Like, that was like, he lost a bid for mayor, and he was like, I can go build houses, I guess. I can swing a hammer. I'm from Brooklyn. It's cool. Fuck. So we gotta talk about the issues, right? That's the thing. We gotta talk about the issues. So it's or local elections. Fuck it. I'm gonna divvy here. Like, local elections are incredibly important. Something big's gonna happen in Arizona this year, and Joe Arpaio is probably not gonna be sheriff in Phoenix anymore. Now, for the white people in the audience, that's not such a big deal because, like, you've got safe travel, like, through Phoenix to get to Flagstaff right now. But for everybody else that isn't like a white man, that's a fucking like you can actually live in that city and not be terrified for your life anymore, which is a big deal. For those of you who don't know who Sheriff Joe is, though, he's like the festering like butterball turkey that's like shoved into like a rented male stripper's costume. That runs the jails and arrests people based on the color of their skin in Phoenix. I always found out he's a Republican, and I always found that to be really weird that a man that's pastimes include like shoving men into revealing pink costumes and chains would register with an anti-gay party like that. Like, I've seen 50 Shades, dude. I know what's going on here. Like the 90s happened, dude. Dharma and Greg was a thing. You can come out now. Let's see, healthcare, that's a thing, right? We have Obamacare. We just had a Democratic governor just said that Obamacare wasn't working. Bill Clinton said it was the craziest thing. which is funny for a guy that, you know, like got a blowjob in the Oval Office, and it wasn't from Marilyn Monroe. So here's my problem with that, is that every time we have an election season, people love to start comparing our country to other countries, and in ways that we're deficient, right? That people are like, oh man, they got this. You see this train they got in Japan. It goes like 2 million miles an hour and it levitates on fucking magnets. Goes from one end of the fucking country to another. Why can't we have that in America? People ask me that like I have a legitimate answer. Like people during election season will ask you while you're doing your job at a call center for Verizon Wireless a question like that, like you are an expert on it. I don't fucking know. I got no idea why we can't have a train like that. But you know, like there's other things I'd worry about, like fucking healthcare. Like I don't know, why can't we go to the doctor in America? That's a fucking legitimate question. Like, you know why Japan can have a fucking crazy magnet train that fucking flies from one end of the world to another? Because when that thing inevitably breaks down and like crashes, those people can like leave in an ambulance. Like if that were to happen here, like people be going through the wreckage of that train and being like of a stretcher, and people would just be like, I don't know, dude, does my HMO cover it? Because then I feel like after that they'd be like, oh shit, it does? I can go to the hospital? Which one? Oh fuck, does Ben Carson work there? Nah, dude, fuck it, I'm gonna get on WebMD and just figure this one out myself. You guys remember Ben Carson, right? Yeah, he's very famous. He was very famous for being a very gifted neurosurgeon. He was also very famous for being the dumbest man that ever lived. No, in every way. Like, look, you separate one pair of Siamese twins, that's basically just lobbing a fucking butcher's cleaver through something and hoping for the best. That dude didn't understand how pyramids worked. He's a picture of himself in his living room of him spooning Jesus. That's a real thing. That's not even a joke. CNN came and did like a Cribs episode with him basically, and they toured his shit. He was like, yeah, this is my kitchen, I got 4 stoves, and this is my picture of me and Jesus cuddling. That was a good night. No, we're talking about a man that's like so shitty as a human being that he ruined Cuba Gooding Jr.'s career. Like that dude did one fucking TV movie and he went from fucking Snow Dogs and Jerry fucking Maguire to fucking like American Horror Story. It's terrible, guys. It's a downward trajectory. Like Ben Carson is so fucking dumb that he made Waka Flocka Flame look like a credible candidate. Ben Carson is so fucking dumb that he shook my faith in doctors. Because if I broke my leg tomorrow, I'd just look at it and be like, WebMD. Fuck it, I got this, dude. I heard what that guy said. I saw him on TV. I'm never going. We don't need health insurance anymore. I'll just die at 30 like we used to. That seemed like a good plan. Things are less sad when you're in your 20s. I don't know. This has been a weird election season because we've had too many issues at the forefront of the whole conversation. Normally it's just like one or two. It's like war or this, economy or this. I liked last year, it was simple. Like the big thing was gay marriage because we legalized it in 50 states. And that was cool, right? Like round of applause. Like I know that we were shitty enough that we couldn't vote it through, but like at least like a court decided like, hey guys, you gotta be nice to them. Like they can do the things you can do. But what blows me away is that it's 2016 though, and there's people that are not cool with gay marriage. Like it's not okay to them. And you talk to a homophobe? Like, have you ever personally had a conversation with a homophobe? Like, recently? Because they're different than racists. Racists will just be fucking crazy and be open about it because 40 years has told them that's okay to behave. But, like, homophobes will still try to justify it like there's some type of logic behind it. Like, they'll say the craziest shit with a straight face to you calmly. So they'll always be like, look, Jim, all I need you to understand about the situation is that I personally, like, I'd rather take a bullet than take a dick. That's all I'm saying, Jim. That's all I'm saying. That's fucking nuts, though. That's fucking crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I'm straight. I'm comfortable in my sexuality. Like, there are some... Like, look at the beard on this guy in the fucking second row right here. Like, there's more testosterone going through his veins at this moment than there will be for me in my entire life. If that dude is like so unhappy with how this night goes and he pulls a gun on me like out in the parking lot there, I will go down on him faster than the Dow Jones. There's not a question about it. There's life after dick to the face, guys. Like, not a bullet. That's as good as it's gonna get. I had like a whole another 5 minutes, and it's not gonna be better than that. So we're just gonna call it right there. My name's Alex Cat, guys. Look, this is the last one before this election happens. I don't care who you vote for. For the love of God, just vote. Like, we've got like the flamboyant musical equivalent to Hitler on the bill. There's 3 other people. Vote for one of them, for God's sakes. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Can you give it up for Alex Keck one more time? Thank you. That's so great. All right, guys. We are up with our last comedian. Give it up for Josiah Sego.
Give it up for Mo hosting this tonight. All the comics you have seen. Some of y'all think is like, how's this dude gonna talk on comedy? The way he looking. You're right. I am not here to talk politics. I am here to provide alternatives, as I believe every good candidate should do. Thank you. I appreciate that. Some people listening. I'm glad we are down to 2 candidates. I feel like as a people, we're hating less people. So that's on point. I always hate to start because everybody's just talking shit about everybody. It just gets so negative. But now that we're 2, we could all collectively hate both people, you know, and go from there. Trump, don't really care for him. All the women coming out, I feel bad. You know, being a comic, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this, like rape's not something to joke about, but as comics we try to. And I've been having a solution, man. And like, if I was a lady, I would want Trump to grab me by my pussy, all right? Because what he wouldn't know, like if I was a woman straight up, I'd be so friendly with the gays. I'd have mad gay friends, all right? Because gay dudes, before they're gay, they're just dudes. They got instincts. And straight up, I'll wait for Trump to grab me by the pussy, drug my drink or whatever. I'd wake up, I wouldn't even call the cops. I'd call Lopez. Hey, Lopez, I was with Trump. Oh, girl, tell me all about it. I think he raped me. Oh, pobrecita. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be over there right now. He'd show up and be like, what are we going to do? Be like, I think we should drug him back. Because you've always wanted to have sex with a straight guy, right? Jess? You ever fuck $1 million asshole before? No. When we get Trump back together, I'm serious. Like, and you can't just get, like, I'm not saying like all gay dudes are willing to rape straight dudes. You need to find like a 20, like go to IBTs. Some of them that are still like kind of finding their way through life to where you can make them feel like they're doing better in the world, you know? Seriously, I think that would be my thing. I would just be like, all right, or even like gay prisoners. If I was president, that's what I'd have all the gay prisoners do. I'd be like, any sexual offenders, you guys get to have some people in today. You take care of them nicely. Because I mean, what would Trump do? Like, look, seriously, if Lopez raped Trump ever gonna come forward? You think he'd be like, so today, I'm before the thing because I got my asshole stretched out by her. Proof or not? No, that's gonna take care of the problem. You think he's gonna be out trying to grab other pussies? Fuck no. Keeps it there, man. Hillary, I don't look, I don't have any alternatives for Hillary. I just don't trust Hillary. I don't know how you stick with your husband and still allow him to get impeached. That's all I'm saying. Like, she's been shady since day one. I'm funny about that, I guess. Bernie, it's okay. Bernie, I don't, you know what, okay. How many people are for legalization of weed? Yeah. Okay. Now, is it just for the state or federally? Everywhere. Okay. So here's, this isn't rehearsal. I'm in the drug, I'm in it. I used to be in the drug game. Full disclosure. Listen, and right now it's look, like if you're gonna go federally, go hard, okay? But like, I don't know if you guys should vote state by state, cause it's not a smart move. Like I get it. I'm not saying weed is bad for people or whatever. Anybody ever had a landlord before? Right. Okay. Any of you guys ever had one call you up and was like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna be on by, got some new washers and dryers, just gonna put them in the house. Got new furniture set, just gonna put them in the house, right? Would you be worried? Yeah, most of y'all are like, I don't know, fuck. Sounds like such a good deal. Because what he is doing, he is increasing his property value before he kicks you the fuck out. And that is what happens when you vote for legalization state by state. There's only, I think Colorado's the only state to do it right now. And their property value shot up. So if you are, I'm just saying, if you're a weed smoker, you're gonna vote for legalization of weed, make sure your life is in order. All right? Don't be working at Kmart talking about legalization of weed, because when your rent shoots up, you'll be in the studio before the month ended. All right? So that is, I'm just giving y'all some of the game, man, because if it's only 2 states, guess what happens? Everybody. That means people who got more money than you are going to get in on this business. And you know where they coming? Tucson, Phoenix. And they're going to get them little dusty areas. But that makes our property more valuable. All right? So just straight up from the words of like an ex-drug dealer, all right? Like, think about your shit, all right? I'm just letting you guys know. Get a job with benefits before you vote. If you haven't gotten a job with benefits, you might want to think twice before legalizing weed, all right? Because you might know. Just maybe, all right, you guys got the point. I need to keep going. Now here's my thing, right? Here's me just as a person. Like, I know I might alienate myself right now, but I don't care to vote. I really don't. No president in the history of presidential, whatever you call it, has ever affected me directly. All right? It wasn't like Bill Clinton got a blowjob and all of a sudden I got a blowjob. Didn't matter. All right? It wasn't like Donald Trump started grabbing women by pussy, then all of a sudden I can start grabbing women by pussy. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So I've never been worried. I've never been worried. I think my responsibility as a human being is just to be a decent human being. Like, to be cordial to the people around me. What I want to see, how I want to see my presidents act, I need to act with you guys. You know, that's what I feel I need to do. My responsibility as a citizen is just not to be an asshole. Because collectively, we got a lot of assholes. But there are peoples. We got to be responsible for them. My little brother, felon. That's my boy right there. When he stays under my roof, that is my service to the homeless shelter, because they ain't got to deal with another cokehead at that place. Just not be an asshole. Because, again, I don't believe we're perfect. And here's what triggered it, right? How many people from Tucson? Like natives? Okay. So you guys remember what it was like to, you guys have been to Mexico, like, or ever been, like, in the early 90s? Remember how easy it was? No ID. You just cross over. And everything was chill, right? Right. That's what I'm talking about. But then we had our funny shit, whatever. Politics took over, or this kind of some asshole shit, right? Nah, immigrants, we're gonna get a little bit stricter. And so they did the same shit. They was like, okay, you wanna come here, you're gonna have to show ID, right? And you can't get back in unless you got your birth certificate. It's like, God damn, I can't go home, like. Well, we kind of brought it on ourselves. Because of me, early in the days, you would always know when somebody went down and have a good time. Somebody like me, long hair, show up. I come back, just half my head cornrowed. They'd be like, oh, just like you saw little Rosarita. I was like, yeah, but I was messed up. I passed out and she just left me there. But it's clean though, right? It's fucking clean. Nothing would happen, man. And that's what I'm saying is like Mexico, when the third world country puts up their borders, that might be something that you did. You know what I'm saying? Because we would help build their economy. So I'm thinking, like, maybe if, like, as a nation, and collectively, like, maybe, just maybe, because we're not perfect, like, maybe if we started helping out Mexico and, like, not tripping so much on immigrants, maybe, rather than kidnapping Americans sometimes as they do, they might start kidnapping some Asians. Because we owe those people a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are not perfect at all. Yeah, whatever. You can call it. Wait. Say that again?
I said Fukushima, false flag, America payback.
Oh, see, like I said,
Yep, no lawsuit.
I don't go that deep, man. Like that, I don't know about Fukushima. I know about Hiroshima. That was fucked up.
I was at Fukushima and can testify, and certainly that was the fact.
Okay. Oh yeah. I just know everything's made in China. So tomato, tomato. Same shit. I appreciate it. You know what? I thank you. You know, I will take it inside and I will thank you. That means you were listening. You kept up on it. You were still talking, but I just wanted to say thank you because we're on the same page.
One more thing, one more point about this. TEPCO is in a $4 trillion lawsuit against the United States.
Let's let the comics finish.
Okay, but that's fact, and let us all be cognizant of what's going on. That was a false flag. There were explosive placed in the reactors. There was a nuclear weapon that caused the earthquake and the tsunami. That is a well-known fact. $4 trillion lawsuit.
Thank you, sir. This is the comic
See, this is what y'all remember earlier when I said my responsibility is just to be a nice guy, not be an asshole. You just saw it in person, okay? That's how you do it. All right, let the man finish. You get on with your jokes. And that's about it. I am aware. Thank you, sir. And now it's my responsibility. If I want to look up Fukushima, okay. If I want to look up Bukaki, that is my shit too, alright? I don't need to explain myself. Just listen, let the man get the shit off his chest, because obviously, as I am talking, I have some shit on my chest. He's listening, he had some shit on his chest. Listen, and now we get on with the show, alright? Here is the main thing, man. Here's my big political issue. Fuck these sharks. I'm mad at these sharks. Straight up, man. I'm gonna tell you why, man. I don't care about sharks no more. I had to cancel a vacation because look, man, I'm scared. Okay, I don't like the ocean, and like my lady, we can do California, we can do Disneyland, but on the beaches, nah, I'm cool. Why don't you want to go to the beaches? You know, and me, being the guy that I am, having the background, I'm like, oh, it's too many people, I get anxiety, baby. She's like, well, there's beaches where there's not that many people. Nah, I'm cool. She finally broke me down, and I was like, and this is the worst. I hate having to trust other people, especially loved ones, with my phobias, because they will fuck with you. They always do, and it just changes how they do it. And at first, I was like, baby, I'm scared of sharks. And she's like, okay. You know, like, you can stay in waist high water. I was like, but sharks have babies. Like, and they might, I know it's irrational, but still, it's my fear. And this is what got to me. Now, she's gotten to, like, making fun of me with her friends present. Because she's mad that I won't go on vacation to California. Her friends start, and, oh, I hate how y'all ladies do it, because it's the friend that sets me up. You know what I'm saying? So, Josiah, what happened to vacation to California? We're not going. Yeah, I know. Natalie told me. Why not? We thought visiting Six Flags in Houston will be better. Oh, really? Because she said you thought they might be making a reenactment of Jaws sometime soon. I'm like, what the? And being a dude, I get defensive. So I think I start sounding stupid. I'm like, no, look. It's not that I'm scared of sharks. I just respect them. Okay, how do you respect a shark? I respect their will to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because like I get hungry. Like I feel like if there was chickens in my house right now, they'd be nervous. So I'm just saying I'd be nervous. Like I have the stupidest like explanations, but really this is what it's like, right? For me, this is what it's like. Say I had like a 200,000 foot square mansion, right? Now, half of that mansion is like kind of ghetto, but there's some very gorgeous parts with all the amenities in this mansion, right? 200,000 square feet. So I let you know, I'm like, look, man, you go ahead, run up in the mansion, do whatever, stay as long as you like. I'm gonna let you know like this. There's about 200 Jeffrey Dahmers, 100 Hannibal Lecters running around that piece right now. And if one of them gets you, be careful, because the other ones can smell blood through the walls. Would you go in that mansion? No? But I bet you swam in the ocean before. Well, I'm like, yeah, see how that works? It's bad, man, and here's the last reason why, because I just found out this year on Shark Week, sharks don't even like the taste. Like, all this time I've been thinking Like, if I get attacked, I'm gonna get eaten. And they're like, actually, they'll just take a huge bite out of you. You're gonna bleed out and die. I was like, that's kind of insulting. Like, if a shark bites me, no, now eat me. No, like, I'm delicious. You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking Kool-Aid the first 8 years of my life. I done graduated to Hanson's pure sugarcane soda. Like, I am a sweet type dude. Like, don't just, like, and then I'm bleeding out, right? And all the other sharks smell the blood, so I'm just getting judged and getting bites taken out of me like, oh, for dark meat, he's pretty dry. This one should have more weight on him. And, like, the only hope that I have is, like, for some baby shark to be swimming, take a bite out of me, and be like, ugh, I don't like this one, mommy. And the mama shark is like, no, you're gonna clean your plate. I didn't come all the way from the Indian Ocean to feed you so you can starve. The baby's like, well, I don't know, maybe this isn't my type of thing. It's like, you better practice some gratefulness because there's a bunch of sharks over at SeaWorld that ain't eating dark meat tonight. You gonna finish your dinner. So I'm all about SeaWorld running shit right now. I don't give a, no, I'm just playing. I don't like SeaWorld. Last thing, how much time do I got? Oh, keep going? Okay. Well, okay, here's, all right, so if any of you guys like, I'm going to tell some of these jokes over at Laughs. I'm hosting this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I'm going to shamelessly plug. Sorry, Mr. Gordon. Last time. Thank you. So I'll tell some of the things just in case you happen not to be there. So this is more of like, some people are like wondering, like where, like you have an skewed perception. I was like, you don't even know. I'm gonna tell you guys like this. Here's something that I'm also scared of. When somebody jumps out and just knows bestiality is wrong, I'm real suspicious of that person. Because that means they've thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I've never thought about it. So, for instance, sir, if you came up to me, you were like, hey, Josiah, real quick question, man. Would you fuck a dog? I would be, the fact that I've never thought about it and that you've thought, you're asking me, I'd be like, oh shit, this dude fucks dogs. I've been missing out on something. Like, what the fuck? Like, I guess the fur tickles? I don't know, man. Like, what have you been doing? Like, it just gets to me. Like, I don't know. But the fact when people are just openly so like, this is wrong, I'm like, why have you been thinking about it? So, I mean, people wonder, like, well, why would you think that type of way? I'm gonna tell you guys like this, all right? I believe my skewed perception comes from my parents. Right? Again, I had a lot of problems with them, a lot of issues, a lot of resentment. But I've learned to overcome that. And in doing that, and in being a good dude, people will teach you about who you are. All right? I'll tell you my mom's, right? My mom's raised me Jehovah's Witness. All right? I pretty much was pretty good at pissing people off at 9 in the morning. But this dude, he's like, fuck yeah, I hate all your types. But you cool. No, but here's the thing though, right? Like, we didn't celebrate holidays. And being a kid, man, all I wanted to do was like do Halloween. It's coming up, that was my thing, man, because I would see people my age. And back at the time, what was dope? Karate Kid, Ninja Turtles, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I never got to do that, and I'd always bug my mom, right? Now my mom, what she taught me was how to be a little passive aggressive, but in a healthy way. All right, not to isolate me so much, but she showed me that I could say the same thing without having to say the same thing. I'm gonna show y'all how. I asked her for so many years, trick-or-treating time, no. One year she's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna let you go trick-or-treating. But you gotta make me a deal. I was like, I get to go trick-or-treating? All right, what's up? She was like, first half of the day, you get to pick a costume. Second half of the day, I get to pick a costume. I was like, bet, that's what's up. Can I get some silly string to go along with the Spider-Man outfit? She's like, yeah. I was like, cool. We show up at the first door, man. Early as fuck, I'm in my Spider-Man outfit. I'm like, trick or treat. Person comes out, I was like, oh, snap. It's like 10 in the morning, but all right, let me go get you some candy. Nice Spider-Man uniform. They go to get candy. As soon as they come back with the candy, my mom slides in. It's like, hello, do you know about Jehovah? Do you know where we're going after you die? I need to know this so I can save your soul. People got so pissed off. They're like, I cannot believe you use your child to lure me to the door. And I was pretty pissed too until like the fifth dude started drooling while cussing out my mom. I was like, this shit is dope. I was like, I hit him with some silly string. I was like, come on, mom, we're saving lives today. Didn't even care I didn't get candy. I was just with my mom's having a good time pissing people off. You know what I'm saying? Second part of the day comes through, right? She's like, all right, now I get to pick your costume. I'm still waiting to get candy, right? You know what my mom did to teach me a little lesson? My mom dressed me up as a Jehovah's Witness knowing nobody was going to answer their door. I'm showing up, suit and tie, talking about trick or treat. Should we open the front door? This little kid's in a suit. I was determined. Trick or treat! He's not going anywhere. So people would crack the door and they'd be like, yeah, what are you supposed to be? I was like, a Jehovah's Witness? They're like, oh my God, we didn't know. You get double the candy. I was like, yes! You gotta hold it down. But that's why I love my mom, man. She taught me those things. My father, though, all right? My father, I'm gonna tell you who he used to be. He used to struggle with a crack addiction, all right? Very violent. It's all good. But he's still an asshole, all right? But I love him. I'm gonna tell you last time, this is the last interaction I had with him. He pissed me off, but he taught me something. All right? Again, I was doing the show over at Laughs. All right? I haven't seen my father. The only time my father texts me is when, and this is what the text messages read. Be grateful Jesus woke you up this morning. Send this message to 10 other people, and you two will have a blessed day. I love you too, Pops. Like, that's it. I get chain messages from my father. But he calls me up, and he's like, hey, son, heard you doing the show next week. I was like, yeah, it's over at Laughs. He goes, bet, I'm going to be there. It's like, for sure. 5 minutes before showtime, he's like, hey, son, where you at? I was like, I'm at Laughs. He goes, cool, when's the show start? 5 minutes. He's like, all right. I was like, where you at? He goes, I'm out in the parking lot. I got a problem. I was like, what's up? He goes, I need $20 to get in the show. I was like, God damn. I was like, you came to support me, but don't got the money to do it. And it felt like a slap to the face. You know, like, if you want me to be here, you have to want me to be here. But I let that go. It was like, all right, cool. I'm paying for my pops. No issue, right? He gets in. Now I'm getting emotional, right? Because I'm letting the anger go, and I'm like, my father's here. My first show happens to be a pretty big one. He comes in, sits down. I let everybody know. I was like, real quick, thank you guys for coming out. Give it up for my father. My father's over here. Now, a usual person would just sit from their seat and just, yeah, I'm his father. My father came out the recesses of his crack addiction. It was like, I made him. You're welcome. And goes and sits back down. And I was like, motherfucker, I am not your walking piece of cum. Like, you are not responsible for this. I did this. And so I let him know, I was like, if there's any women in here that get hit on by him, understand you now owe me $20. Because he borrowed $20 from me to get in the show. I put him on blast. All right? It was my turn to tell him to do the dishes. All right? We get done with the show. And a waitress comes up to me and is like, hey, Josiah, real quick question. We're looking for your father. I was like, so is TPD. What's up? They're like, well, he had a few drinks, a burger, and some fries, and we haven't been able to find him. I was like, all right, have you called TPD? They're like, we don't think it needs to go that far. We're just trying to get his check covered. I was like, oh. I started to get pissed at my father. I was like, this motherfucker, man, borrowed $20 from me, rang up a $45 tab, and just bounced. Now I feel like he's calling me a punk. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pissed. He's like, nah, I got his phone number right here. I might just give it to you. Have you call this motherfucker, right? The waitress said something was like, well, I wouldn't know why you bring your father when he's like that. I was like, okay, did you watch the show? She's like, yeah. I was like, so you saw how I told everybody how he borrowed $20 to get in this piece, and you still decided to serve him. Why wouldn't you explain that to me? No shoes, no shirt, all crackhead, no service. Isn't that what it was over here? She's like, no, well, he was a paying customer. I was like, he ain't paying shit. She goes off, right? And I was like, I'll think about it. I told her, I was like, I'll think about paying for him. She goes off to get my money, and like, as frustrated as I was, I just started, just little mantras like, all right, it's my father, it's all good, you got this. And then I realized, my father wasn't calling me a punk. He was just trying to show me the next right thing to do. As soon as they brought me my money from the show, I walked the fuck out just like he did. Because fathers know best, all right? So if you got crazy relatives, learn to tolerate them as you did with me tonight. I very much appreciate it. My name is Josiah Sego. You guys have a good night.
show. Give it up for all the comedians that you saw tonight. Oh yeah, we want to give it up for Move On, People Demanding Action, Tracy's at. Go ahead and visit them after the show. Have fun, guys. Be safe. Bye.